Soundbooth. No, now we're live. Now we're live. This is Soundbooth Theater Live. I like tucking my head into this little U here. I like just hanging out in here. Makes me feel warm and cozy in the U. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming to the show. This is Soundbooth Theater Live, and this is going to be a pretty chill show today. No cinema. Now, if you guys remember, we do have cinema happening. I think, is it next Wednesday or is it the last Wednesday? This is the second Wednesday of the month, isn't it?
Third Wednesday. Yeah, it's next week.
So it's next week. Okay, so this week we have just me and Ahmed for now. Let's see. And it's kind of the new format, sort of, not really. Really, the only thing that's new about the format this month is next week we're going to do cinema on its own. But we will have another one of these the week after that, and then Soundbooth Theater Live is going to go on a 2-month break, and then we're going to come back for 4 months. So that's one of the big changes about our format, is that we're not going to be doing it constantly through the whole year, which I think is going to be good for us. We need to be able to take a little bit of a break from doing live streams to catch up on other stuff that we're producing. But also, of course, the cinema, where we're having that one dedicated movie review stream once per month. But we're also going to be releasing another thing every month. Now we're going to upload it at the same time that Soundbooth Theater Live would be on, but it's going to be something special, something pre-produced, something that's not necessarily a live stream, but something cool that we are working on, that is going to be fun to watch, and hopefully you guys will share it around and you'll enjoy it. So thank you so much, everybody who's here. First of all, Outlander, Ken Song, Bill Underbridge, good to see you guys. Boball 2024 is watching us from Twitch, and the Otaku Paradise is here.
He's got a question.
He says, Everybody Loves Large Chests, Volume 10 just came out. Will the 11th and 12th book also be going up on Audible? The 11th book will for sure be going up on Audible. The 12th book, we'll see. So we're gonna do some shenanigans with Volume 12. We'll see how that goes, guys, because it's massive. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but with Everybody Loves Large Chests, we've just been kind of getting more and more into the production side of it, basically turning it into a cinematic that we release on Audible, which, we love to do it, but it's also cost prohibitive as well. It costs a lot of money to get these things done in such amazing, crazy detail. And so putting them up on Audible, per copy, what we're getting, it's kind of hard to justify, but that's where everybody is. That's where everyone's getting their Everybody Loves Large Chests fix. But I think people might be able to give us some leeway on Volume 12, especially, like I said, I think Neven's talking about 250,000 words. So that's almost twice as long as the longest Everybody Loves Large Chests we've released so far. And so we have to do something a little bit different for when we release that. The official word will be out once Volume 11 releases. We're aiming for Volume 11 to release by the end of the year. And you'll find out then exactly how we're dealing with the release of Everybody Loves Large Chests, Volume 12. All right, we got more people that just came in. Matthew Rossiter, thanks for coming. Lazy Baker, good to see you again. Goddess XY, love to see you here. Thank you so much for coming out. Pizza Da Hut, when the next DCC Season 2 happen? That will be next year. We will be working on it hard this year, but we want to get further ahead of the curve than we were with Season 1, and it's going to be twice as long. So we have a lot of work to do. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing with these segments in the coming months, and like I said, then so June and July, we won't have any Soundbooth Theater lives releasing. We'll come back in August, and we're going to go back to our 2 variety show per month format, except we will have the cinema on week 3, and then we'll have something special on week 1. But our segments, what we want to do with them, our variety show, we want them to be a little more organized. We want our segments to be to go more smoothly. We want the beginning of the show to open a little bit more cold, I guess. We want something cool to happen immediately when the stream starts. So what we're going to be doing is more rehearsal before we come on. We're going to have more guests. We're going to have basically just more structure so that we can fit more cool stuff into the show and hopefully be more entertaining for anybody who's just popping in, who's never watched our show before or only has enough time for a little bit. One thing that is kind of cool about our streams, but also can be a negative as well, is how much we bullshit. How much there's just kind of us dicking around, talking to each other, rambling a bit. And I think we can pull things together to where we're not doing that so much, and having more of a show happen. So what else do we have? The Otaku Paradise.
He's got another question about Psycho Bitches.
I've asked this before, but did y'all stop working on the 3rd book in the Psycho Bitches series? Only the first 2 are out, from what I can tell. Just wanted to know. I think we are giving that one up. It's just, there's not the people who like it really like it, but there's just not enough of an audience for us to keep going. The Bureau Nerdy Fragrance reviews. Any chance SBT will put out the Accidental Minecraft Family, books 5 through 8? My 7-year-old was so sad it ended at 4 and the story wasn't finished. I'd love to. We're gonna keep talking about that. The problem with Accidental Minecraft Family is just that it's for kids, so it's hard for us to actually access the market. There's people like yourself who really enjoyed it, whose kids really enjoyed it, and we want to make that accessible to you. But in order for us to continue with that series, we need the justification of, people spreading the word. We need more people to find out about it. And we want to take it all to the platform. The problem with Audible is, each book is only an hour and something long, so it's hard to justify a credit for it. We kind of have to release 4 at a time to get anyone to buy any of it. So Outlander says, remember how the Daily Show used to have that Your Moment of Zen segment? I think the new SBT Live could use a Your Moment of Zardoz segment.
Oh, no. We're going to be known for Zardoz now.
I can't wait.
I want people to look at my face and see Sean Connery's hairy nether. Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it right now, but did you watch Zardoz?
I did not. I did not do the extra credit.
Okay, all right. That was the first thing I did after our last live stream was go watch Zardoz.
Okay, I mean, was that for today? That was for today?
No, that's for next week.
That's for next week. Yeah, that's
for
so
next
I
week.
can't. So I still have time anyway.
Yeah,
I will Zardoz. It's a verb now.
Did you watch Dungeons and Dragons yet?
Yeah, well, I've seen that one twice
okay.
already, recently.
Okay, so I only
saw that one as well?
I watched that one as well, and I've only halfway through Baron Munchausen, so I'm going to restart that one over the weekend. Yes, Vincent Martin says you have to give the audience what they want, both with the show and the books you work on. I agree. And that's why we want to tighten the ship here. That's why we want to make this show just a little bit more organized so that there's just more for anyone who hasn't seen us before. Bureau of Nerdy Fragrance Review says that's totally valid. We were discussing it in the LitRPG group on Facebook today.
She was answering us. You.
I see. Banana Fish says, I don't get an opportunity due to work to catch these streams, but I love your work. You are without a doubt my favorite narrators. You inspire so much of my art and how I voice NPCs in my home D&D game. Oh, that's so great. Bill Underbridge says, I have laid the groundwork of something that exists aggressively. Zardoz.
Zardoz can have a moment of Zardoz now.
Okay, then he says Zardoz is shockingly watchable. You are right. You are right.
No.
Okay, that's all. That's
Don't
all.
say anything. Stop.
Okay.
Stop. I can't have any opinion about this.
I was also shocked, Bill. I will just leave it at that.
Homework I didn't.
I will leave it at that. So yeah. Just letting you guys know, going forward after our first break here, when we come back in August, this will be a different show. Okay. All right. So, is it time for the news?
Oh, it's always time for the news.
It's time for the news. Okay, first piece of news. It's pretty obvious. Everybody Loves Large Chests, Volume 10, Law, has now been available for a couple weeks. People nommed the shit out of it as soon as it came out. It hit #1 in humorous fantasy immediately. And it was even #2, I think, while it was still in pre-order. So, no surprise there. Everybody Loves Large Chests tops the charts yet again.
Large chests?
They do. They do. I love how prescient and meta this entire series is. Like, everything about it is so, points to itself and refers to itself, and it does exactly what it sets out to do. It is the audiobook equivalent to clickbait. And it does its job flawlessly, in my opinion. Everything about it is bait and switch. And as soon as you figure that out, then that's what you're looking for once you get into the series. So yeah, fantastic job by Mr. Ahmed Mahmoud for mixing and all the sound design work that Richard Smith and Augustine Jacob did. Aaron J. Morton, of course, brings his score to it, which I don't think we did much as far as new music for it, but he's already composed so much music for this series that it was just very easy for him to find the right things that fit in the right circumstances. Yeah, Law is out right now if you guys did not know. If your friends who also love perverted boxes did not know, it is now available on Audible, so go pick that up. What else do we have for news today? We have Tor, the Dungeon Crawler.
Tor. Do we have?
Yeah.
Is art up yet for that? I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's been released. Released on Tuesday.
Share this tab.
It's on our platform.
Oh, there it is, dude.
Tor, the Dungeon Crawler, Book 1, Temple of the Unknown. So this is another book by Jeffrey Koenig. We released 2 different series from him. They're all epic fantasy, narrated by Mr. Travis Baldry. Let's see, it was Fall of the Wizardom, or no, wait, Rise of the Rise and Fall of the Wizardoms.
Yeah,
those were the
both.
2 different series names. And we released those steadily over the past couple months. They are still available on our platform for just $9.99 a piece, and now the one that we actually produced, Tor the Dungeon Crawler, narrated by Mr. Justin Thomas James, is now available. The moment you've all been waiting for. So if you haven't already checked out this series, we have so much of it. 12 whole books in the previous series, and now Tor the Dungeon Crawler continues the whole story. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out already, it's on our platform for $10 a piece. And if you just want to try some of it out, Tor the Dungeon Crawler's novella, Tor the Adventurer, is available for free on our platform. So, what else is in the news today? Mimic and Me 2, I suppose we can talk about a little bit. Mimic and Me was a sleeper hit for us. It did okay when it first released last year, but then as time went on, people figured out just how awesome it is. And by the time book 2 rolled around, when we released it, it exploded on the market as well. Narrated by Ryan Reed, accompanied by Dory Sachs, and with me playing Chester the Mimic. Mimic and Me has been blowing Audible up. So if you guys like Cassius Lang and Ryan Tang, who they have this label called Quest Forge, they've been publishing a lot of stuff over the past couple years. And if you're a fan of ELLC, which Cassius Lang is also a big fan of ELLC, and it shows in these books, then you might want to check this out.
Speaking of meta, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That whole situation is like insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if you
And
like
on top of it, he hits number
Yeah.
one alongside of the book that it was. That's a whole meta on a whole other level, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So now this mimic is a completely different character from Boxy. Their species is just about the only thing they have in common, besides their ravenousness. Yeah, so Chester is an absolute goofball. He's a bit of a multiple personality disorder type of character. And he is an absolute delight to voice. So if you haven't already, check out Mimic and Me, and book 2 is also available. Scott Kidder says, so he mimicked the popularity? Yes. And the cold reads for Chrysalis Book 5 are still available on our website. I think next week is when we're going to release the cold reads for A Summoner Awakens 2. But if you haven't checked those out, man, lots of cold reads available now. There's Chrysalis Book 5. There's A Summoner Awakens 2. And I just started this week Dungeon Lord 5. That is right, everybody. Hugo Huesca is finally back. Dungeon Lord 5 is coming. I don't think you'll be able to find it on our website yet. Yeah, you can see. So those are. Let's just look at the original series here. That's book 1. If you guys haven't already, Dungeon Lord, check out Dungeon Lord on Audible. This was one of our big flagships. It used to be before Hugo kind of faded away from the public eye. It was December 31st of 2019 when we released Dungeon Lord 4. And I had no idea that Hugo was going to drop off the face of the earth. When we released that, I was fully expecting more in the series, and the series just kept getting more and more popular from that point. But, oh, look, our release date on book 4 is listed as January 1st, 1970. That's interesting. No, that was December 31st. Oh, sorry, you're muted, Amen.
I was just gonna say something snarky. It's called Ancient Traditions, so
Yeah,
maybe it's old.
Maybe it's older than we realize. So Hugo, it turns out, has a crazy story as to why he was gone for so long. So you should check out the cold reads of Dungeon Lord 5. There are now 3 episodes of that on our channel, on our YouTube channel. And it's a total of I don't know, I think I've put 12 hours of narrating into this book so far, and I'm only 15% in. It is a massive tome. Book 4 was just about 20 hours long. This one might be 30. It's 275,000 words at least. It's just absolutely massive, and it's going to be a big deal when we release it. It's just going to take a lot of production. This is another one like Everybody Loves Large Chests, where we started kind of doing the sound effects and music thing in the series. So we're just going to keep going with it. We don't like to take stuff away that we've already given you guys. And so production is going to take a little bit for this one, but we're aiming for a July release for Dungeon Lord 5. Don't take my word on it. Just kind of bite your nails, watch for July, see what happens. We will put it up for pre-order first.
Now he was on a stream with you, right?
He was.
That was the cold reads that he was on with you? Okay.
That was cold reads part 1, about an hour into the first cold reads. So yeah, guys, Dungeon Lord is back. Very excited about it. I've been having a lot of fun getting back into the series, getting back into the characters. It's I don't know, it's really not Not difficult at all. To be honest, it was like putting on an old pair of jeans. So yeah, guys, Dungeon Lord 5 is in process. Don't you worry. Do we have any other news? Can you think of anything? Oh, Jordan Con, of course. Derp, derpy, derpy, derp. So
they have a website, yeah.
They do have a website.
That was a silly question.
Soundbooth Theater will be having a prominent presence at Jordan Con this year. That is in Atlanta, Georgia. I forget the name of the hotel, though.
Let me pull up the...
Anyone who hasn't... The Crown Plaza Ravinia. That's what it said up there.
Oh, what?
Yeah. This is in Atlanta, Georgia. This is
here.
like Dragon Con's little brother. This Jordan, of course, refers to the late, great Robert Jordan, who wrote The Wheel of Time. And this is really just a celebration of science fiction and fantasy literature. I was there last year. It was a great time. I was there with Matt Dinneman and Justin Thomas James. All three of us will be there this year, and this is next week, April 19th through 21st. All three of us will be there, as well as Miss Annie Ellicott and Emily Labus. And, Emily's going to be there, and Aaron J. Morton, the lead composer of Soundbooth Theater. Not only that, but Soundbooth Theater is basically helping organize the entire LitRPG track of the panels. So lots of different authors are going to be there. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that.
LitRPG track.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Who is going to be there? We will have Jez Kaggio. I never fucking remember how to pronounce his name. Katie Hanna, Ryan Maxwell.
The Apocalypse in You. Here it is.
Sean Dunning, Jack Fields, Abby Goldsmith, James Hunter, Chris Boucher, Neil Helligers. Let's see. Rose Reynolds, Rachel Nychurch, Aoife Y. Y? Is that how you pronounce her name? W-A-I. She's an Irish lady. Rachel Cooper. Let's see. Jack Fields. Daniel Shinhofen.
Wow, there's
Stephen
so
Landry.
There's
Jeffrey
so
Falcon
much.
Logue. Yeah.
You guys took over. That's amazing.
Yes, we did.
That's amazing. Every block has something LitRPG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Design game,
I think that's everybody. Yeah. So quite a rogues gallery of different LitRPG authors and narrators. So definitely, if you haven't already been out to Atlanta, if Dragon Con is too much, which I can understand for anybody how Dragon Con could be too much. I mean, it's more than 100,000 people, I think, at this point. It's it's a madhouse over there, and Jordan Con is much more intimate and comfortable. So if you guys just like to hang out with other fantasy fans or LitRPG fans, now that we have such a huge LitRPG presence, then I recommend you come out here. Much more affordable than Dragon Con, much more chill, and everyone that you're there to see is going to be more accessible. So. Dirk Gently asks, when are you and Matt going to come to the Northeast? You're talking about New York? Like, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, which Northeast do you mean? But yeah, New York.
Yeah,
Comic-Con,
New York
I guess.
Comic-Con did just get in touch with us. So I've gone to New York Comic-Con the past 2 years. Northeast Wyoming. I've gone to New York Comic Con for the last 2 years, but that was just as a fan, as a comic book nerd. Maine with the evil clowns. We would go there. I'd be up for some evil clowns in Maine.
Wait, evil clowns?
Yeah, in Maine, apparently.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, it's there's a good chance we're gonna be at NYCC. So keep
At some point. At some
keep
point.
up to date. Canada. We were just in Toronto. We just went to the Toronto
Missed
Comic Con.
it, JB.
You missed it. Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, you went this year. Maybe you'll go next time. Right?
Maybe next year. Yeah. I mean, like it was a fine con. The
It
thing
was a
is-
fine con.
Twas a fine con. Yeah. If not, here's the thing. Justin just moved to Montreal. I kind of wish he would just stay there. I don't know why he's gonna leave so soon. But I'll be visiting Montreal. There's the Montreal Jazz Festival. Ahmed, what do you think about doing that?
Oh, that sounds amazing. When is that?
That's in June.
Oh man, it's like a week long or something.
I
4 days?
imagine it is.
Something.
I imagine it is. I haven't looked too hard into it, but I do want to visit Justin out there while he's there. My neighbor Dave, who is a chef, says Montreal's the best food in the world. So
It's French.
makes sense, right? Anyway, guys, subscribe to the newsletter at soundbooththeater.com if you want to stay informed about where we're going to be for events and stuff. Scraw was at Toronto Comic Con. So hi, Scraw. Poutine slaps. Yeah, it does. Okay, so what's next? Do we have troll poll stuff?
No, we do not. We do not have any troll pool stuff. But
So what are we gonna do?
we got maybe some ChatGPT.
Some ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay. And
That's about it.
I can also just kind of like hang out with you guys here and answer questions and just interact with the chat. The more you guys send over, the more I can engage with. We just, we've been kind of overworked for the past few weeks, and so I'm kind of like just glad to have some time to sit and talk to you guys and not think too much. Bill did you get to see the eclipse? No, I was narrating at the time. I was narrating Dungeon Lord 5 at the time. I'm sorry. Ahmed, did you get to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
We went to Liberty Science Center. That's like a science thing close to us, and we went out on the field and used our glasses and yeah, it was good. It was good. It was interesting. It wasn't a total eclipse though. I heard Canada got a total eclipse and it like turned night for a second, which is kind of amazing.
Well, that's a relief because I hate that song.
Wait, which one?
Nothing you can do, the total eclipse of the heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it was an eclipse.
It was an eclipse. Okay. I feel like I'm the only person besides also the people who were listening to the stream that did not know about the eclipse happening. So I have a little bit of
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
It's just like some circles
I mean,
overlapping,
it's just a once in a lifetime, occurrence.
Scraw says
You
go
know-
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Scraw says, I kind of regret not hanging out with you guys more after the panel at Comic-Con, but the crowd dispersed, and I'm not good at the whole people thing.
Oh,
Lesson learned. We're chill people. Come to Atlanta. Fix it. Oh, man. So what were you saying, Ahmed?
well, I don't know. Was it something more stuff about the eclipse? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think there was a security guard girl, and when we were like pulling up to like drop my friend in a lot, and so I was like parked in front of the cars, but not in a spot, and we were about to like see the last bit of it, And she comes up and she's like, "You gotta move." I'm like, "But the eclipse, you know, it's like." And she was like, "You gotta move." I was like, "Take my glasses, just look at it. It's so cool." And then she was confused by that and left. But then she like parked on the edge of the lot and she was watching us. It's funny. It's like,
Hey, Dr. Free Jumps, thanks for coming. Yeah. You know what else we could do? We could talk. Oh, I was listening to you narrating while leading a school trip to reach total coverage.
Interesting.
Huh.
So she did both. She knows. She knows.
All
She
right.
did both.
Well, Kimberly, thank you for multitasking.
Did you watch the new one, the Frozen Empire one? Burrow. When I hear Burrow, I think of donkey. I don't think of the Burrow, because she said that before. It was like, but yes, was it? Did you watch the Frozen Empire movie? Was it any good? I like. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
think I'm gonna watch it, but
I haven't seen any of the last 3 Ghostbusters films, even though I'm a
It's,
huge
I don't-
Ghostbusters fan.
yeah, I was a huge. No, the I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It's just entertaining, I guess. But I don't feel any emotional attachment to it the way I did when I was. For the first Ghostbusters movie is like when I was a kid, you know.
Are you guys going to be doing anything or having any events in the DMV area? Wait,
At the Department of Motor Vehicles.
I'm going to say no. No, we do not plan to do any events at
the
our local
DMV.
DMVs.
They won't let us.
They won't.
They'll kick us
They-
right
those-
out.
those
They'll
people-
be like, you don't have a number? Get out.
Those people, you can tell by the length of their nails, they have no sense of humor. So
Is it Delaware, Maryland, Virginia?
Oh,
There it is.
okay.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I just had to have my moment, my stupid joke. But Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. Do we? No, right? Not in that. not in
no,
that
don't,
region.
Delaware, nothing that we
Do
have
they have
planned.
cons in that? I'm sure they do, right?
Why? I feel like such an idiot whenever I talk about geography, even in my own country, because those 3 places sound to me like completely different. Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. I'm thinking of West Virginia.
Yeah,
Which,
but they are. I mean, it is pretty much like the mid east, right? That whole cluster of
I'm zooming out.
states.
I'm going over here. Okay. So Maine. I'm looking at Maine.
Well, you got a map up? Why don't you share that?
Wait. Hold on.
I'll put up a map. Hang on.
Wait, Maine, Vermont. Not Virginia. Vermont is what DMV is, right? Delaware, Maine, Vermont.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know. I don't see Virginia.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We're totally
Yeah,
gonna bust
Virginia's
this
down by
person.
North Carolina and West Virginia. Yeah. Okay. Wait, but
Maryland-
Delaware.
No, Virginia's right there, dude. It's right next to Maryland. What do you mean?
Oh,
They're all in a
Delaware.
cluster. They're all in a
Delaware.
cluster.
I don't
Hang
know
on, look
what
at
the.
my screen.
I'm
Look
looking
at
at
my
Maine
screen.
instead of Maryland. I'm an idiot.
Why are you looking at Maine?
I don't know. Okay, so actually, we're going to Con Carolinas.
No, it's all right. Hang on. There we go. So,
Here we go. Yeah.
Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. They're all
Right,
right, here in
right,
the
right.
cluster. And they surround Washington, actually, and that's kind of the point, right? Like, I think Virginia has a
Right.
lot of personnel that work in the government, right? Delaware and Maryland.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the Washington, D.C. area, I guess you could say.
Gotcha. No, but we are going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's the closest thing, I think.
Charlotte's down here. South of Virginia.
God, I'm so stupid with geography. Like this whole area, this whole East Coast is like all basically the same area to me.
Yeah,
because it's all just a blur.
that's how I feel about the West Coast. So, you're not alone.
Well, I don't know. The West Coast is pretty straightforward.
I can't even hang on. I don't even know where, like, when I think of Kansas City, I don't know where, at first, like, it takes me
Yeah.
a second to figure it out.
So here's the best way to remember Kansas City. just the dead center of the country.
Oh, you're in the middle.
I'm like
Oh,
literally
you're like right there. Oh,
right in the
see, I
center.
always, my brain perceives it to be out here.
Ah, okay, that's weird.
So it's the same kind of thing. It's the exact same kind of thing.
Yeah, zoom out a bit. Like go put Kansas City in the center of your view, and then zoom out.
There's no states anywhere. Oh, Kansas, I guess, right? Iowa. Here's
Kansas
Iowa.
is just on the is
Iowa,
just across the
Kansas.
state line.
Are you? Where are you? Are you in Missouri or?
I'm in Missouri. Yeah,
You're in Missouri, right?
yeah.
Does that mean you're on the right side of Kansas City?
Yes.
Is this the line right here?
I am in the cool part of Kansas City.
Oh, so
as soon as you cross
this part here
the
sucks?
state line, yes.
This sucks.
Yeah,
And
this
then
all.
is-
Fuck that shit.
That's like where I live in Jersey City, and then Manhattan's right next to me. So I'm like the same. I
Right.
get it. I get it.
Okay, so yeah, zoom out.
Yeah,
Zoom
here we
out.
go. Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's like dead center.
pretty much in the middle. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
So
So,
you're way landlocked. You didn't
Yeah.
get a lot of beach time.
no, there's a river.
Yeah, that's different though.
Yeah,
right?
it's not the same.
There's a river. You got the Great Lakes are pretty
We
close.
have creeks.
Creeks scare me. Like
Is it the
water that
crawdads?
doesn't. No, it's the lack of motion. You get a line, I get a pull. But yeah, it's the lack of motion just does not like. I like when I go into water, I want to feel like it's like moving.
Hold on. Mouse over that again. Look at the picture they have for Kansas City
Wait,
representing us.
a telephone pole. I love that. It's just like we got telephones. I promise. Okay, it gets better. I guess that shouldn't have been the first picture.
No, it
like,
really
why
shouldn't.
even?
What is
like,
this?
Why, what is
Someone's
this? Just a
front
picture of
yard?
a tree. I don't know. Maybe this is like people's pictures. It's like this is like some bloke just took a picture and uploaded it. And look at this. It's You know what's funny? Actually, now we got to compare. Let's see what kind of pictures they have in New York now.
Okay.
Right? We saw Kansas City. Now we got to see. Okay, New York. Let's see.
Oh,
look
wow.
At that. Look at that.
Fuck you, Google.
Oh no, but they still took stupid pictures
Yeah,
of this
they
guy
do.
too. Why do they? Like, oh, see, that's good. Well, New York has a lot more
Yeah, there we go.
opportunity to.
Yeah.
Well,
Our city isn't that impressive looking, but it's still nice. Like
it's still a city.
It's still a cool skyline. I like our skyline. So anyway, lots of we're doing a lot of events around. Let's see, what else are we doing? Like I said, we have Jordan Con next week. We have Con Carolinas. When is that? Oh, let me just pull up our event schedule. Derpy derp.
Is that a shareable thing? Can you share that?
I'll share with you, but I don't know if we're supposed to share it publicly.
Okay, all right. Shh.
Shh.
Don't talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Any international cons? Are there any international cons?
There are.
That was.
We're just not scheduled for any, but I'd love to. Well,
What?
I mean,
what's
I guess,
like what's an international con that like what would
a good
what would
question.
it be? Like, does anybody know? That's a great question. Like, where would we even go? Like, what?
I mean,
WorldCon. But that is mid scandal.
Oh, right. It is.
Wait, now we gotta talk about the WorldCon scandal. What is
That's
this?
that's the author. The author's doing a bunch of
Glasgow.
the author's doing a bunch of what do you call it? Plagiarism, right? Toronto's international, but interestingly enough, their con was smaller than Kansas City's con. Toronto's was. So I went to both this year. They were a week apart from each other.
I don't think this is the right WorldCon. WorldCon 2024. Oh, no, it is
So,
Glasgow. 80,
all right.
82nd World Science Fiction Convention. Okay.
So, I'm going to one in Cleveland at the beginning of May, but it's for like entrepreneurs expo. It's not like a fan facing con. It's May 31st through June 2nd is Con Carolinas. There is another con happening simultaneously called Des Moines Con, and Ben Wolf, Ryan Reed, and Gary Furlong will be there. So if anybody is in the Des Moines area, in the Iowa area,
Con
you'll be able to meet
Carolinas.
Ryan
What's
and
that
Gary.
one?
That Con Carolinas is in Charlotte.
Moines, uh, Des Moines Con. It's called.
Yeah, Des Moines Con
Yeah, I'm just kind of.
is the exact same time.
Oh, so you guys are dividing and conquering.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So we got Carolina Con, we got Des Moines Con.
Yep. We have Gen Con. That's in Indianapolis.
Oh, that's the one
Yep.
that my friends go to.
That's August 1 through
But they
August
talk
4.
about that one. That's
Yes.
a big one. That's
That
a
is
real
a
big one.
big one. So we will be at that, but we won't have a booth. We have to figure out exactly what to do there. We're probably going to just throw a party like we did here in Kansas City.
I think that's a great idea. Just
yeah.
throw a party.
Just why not? But we'll have a lot more time to plan it.
And then Indianapolis is where on the map? I don't even map. It's Indiana, right?
Yep.
Let me go back to that.
So
No,
it's not
this
too
is not
far
right.
from Kentucky. You might be able to make it to Indianapolis in like 6 to 8 hours from Kentucky, depending on where you are.
Indianapolis. Indiana. Right. Oh, Indiana. It's right in the middle.
Yep.
Oh, it's even got nice pictures. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, but pictures of the sky.
Fuck you,
So
Indianapolis.
it's a
Why you
weird,
gotta have
weird
better pictures than us?
coincidence. They got great pictures, man.
Fuck you. Fuck you,
I think
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis can compete with New York. They got some nice nighttime
that.
shots.
Ugh.
Look at that.
Assholes.
Jeez. Somebody was thinking
it.
when they did this.
Hate it.
It's a rival city. So yeah, Indianapolis is Gen Con.
Yeah.
Con, and that's like, that's past Ohio, so that would be quite a drive.
Yeah. So we'll be there. We don't know exactly what we're going to do, but we'll make an announcement. I think Matt Dinneman's going to be there as well. Let's see. Let's look at our other events. We have Dragon Con, of course. That is August 29 through September 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia again. Atlanta's a big con town. But Dragon Con, this will be like my 7th, I think.
Yeah, I feel like
seventh
these
Dragon
are like constantly happening. Like every time we're like always it's coming right back around. Even though it's like a year, it just for us it feels shorter because we're always planning around it on some level.
Yeah.
So it just feels like it's coming around more often than yearly.
Yeah. Then after that, October 17 through October 20th, we have New York Comic Con on the calendar. I'm pretty sure we're going to go because they're giving us, I think, some panel time.
Oh, cool.
And then the last two cons that we're doing for the year are Author Nation and Dragonsteel Con. Unfortunately, I think... first of all, well, no, wait. Author Nation is planning to do a more fan-facing segment of the event. So,
Las Vegas.
It's in Las Vegas. We love going to this.
You guys, your name is right there. Our name is right there
yeah.
on the website.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir. We are big sponsors of Author Nation. Anyone who doesn't know what Author Nation is, basically, if you haven't heard of, if you've heard of 20 books to 50K, that is the event basically. Author Nation bought the event from 20 books to 50K, and one of the things that they wanted to do was make it more fan facing. It is a conference for authors, so that they can figure out, so they can all network and share their strategies with each other for marketing and all that. But then for the weekend, they want to open it up for actual, readers to come in and buy stuff. So that's why we have such a huge presence there, because we are such a, we are growing a lot and people know who we are, and now we want to make sure that authors continue to know who we are, especially the new people that are coming in. That was a pretty extensive list of cons, but what about your list of pros? Haha. Thank you. Yeah.
So wait, what was the other one you mentioned? Author
Dragon.
Nation?
Yeah.
No,
So
there was
Author
one
Nation.
after.
Author Nation, one sec, real quick, is November 11 through 15. That's in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then Dragonsteel Con is
Dragonsteel Con.
yeah, that is Brandon Sanderson's event. And I don't know if it's fan facing or what.
Wait, is
How
that
do you?
that's but it's different than Jordan Con. Like that's still a Brandon.
Yes, it's
Jordan
no.
Con is somehow
Brand,
affiliated with him.
So Brandon Sanderson is the guy who took over Wheel of Time after Robert Jordan died. Dragonsteel is about Brandon Sanderson specifically.
Gotcha. So that's wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so that's in Salt Lake City, Utah. December 5 through December 7. I don't know if I don't even know why. I don't know this. Is it? Okay,
Salt
let's see what.
Palace.
Yeah, Salt Palace.
Is that in Salt Lake? Yeah, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Which is pretty close to you, right?
Nope.
No,
Not at all. Not
at all.
Anywhere.
Okay.
It's
Not
at least
anywhere.
a 12-hour drive.
I gotta go to the map. Here we go.
Geography lesson. Okay,
Yeah,
so Utah.
I
see,
need this.
there's Kansas City.
Okay, yeah.
Salt Lake City
It's 'cause
is.
Salt Lake City's all the way over. That's pretty
Yeah.
long.
I don't know. Maybe that's
It's
a
like
20-hour
it's
drive.
Like my hand. My hand.
Yeah,
20 hours. Wow, that's really 20 hours, that distance?
I think so.
Cheapers. I guess that's close to the length of like going down to Florida from where I am. I guess so, yeah. It's a lot of flat land though, yeah?
No. I mean,
No?
for between Kansas, like all through Kansas, yes. But once we get to Colorado, it's all mountains, and then Utah's all mountains.
Oh, look, I found Hayes.
Yeah.
It's
Hayes,
Hayes,
Kansas.
Hayes,
That is
Kansas.
a.
Is that where your
tiny,
relatives
tiny
are from?
It is not.
That's not that all the Hayeses?
Yep.
You're gonna go and meet all the they're all gonna be able to do voices.
Kimberly asks, how far did you get in the Wheel of Time series? 4 chapters. 4 chapters.
Before you
I
got
started like 8 months ago.
You've been like taking it like medicine, like homework, right? Like it's,
No. I've been taking it like I don't know, like kale. It's like
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess medicine you have to take regularly, right? That's
yeah. Taco Grande is pretty good in Hayes, Kansas. Okay, I'll believe you.
Oh, you've been to Hayes, Kansas. That was an interesting coincidence.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys are interested in Dragonsteel Con. I don't know if it is fan facing. Let's see, attend. Venue exhibitors. What kind of exhibitors?
Dragonsteel.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like networking
I don't
for
know
authors.
what is Dragonsteel. Let's see. Annual convention celebrating the worlds and works of Brandon Sanderson. It's very like low on pictures right now. Apparently, it's just there's a lot of like stuff here, but nothing to like yet. Anyway, it's probably too soon. I mean, it's December, so
I don't
10
know.
a.m. to 10 p.m. 3 days.
We're treating it like a networking thing.
Yeah.
With authors. Obviously, we want to talk to Brandon Sanderson, but there's a lot of people that we know that are going to be there. That's one of the reasons we're going. So, if anyone has been to Dragonsteel Con, please let us know what it's like. All right. What do you think? You want to do some ChatGPT?
Yeah, sure. But what is it going to be about?
Well, since we
It's got to have something to do with we just talked about on some level, or
geography,
geography and cons. You really want to see
maybe a
what
con, maybe
ChatGPT
cons.
can? Okay, how about okay? So hang on, let me pull up the screen.
Something
Let's
happening
get
at a con.
ChatGPT to write us. Yeah. Let's see. ChatGPT. Okay. So we want a geography biography.
No. Okay, so cons. Let's see. What are we thinking
Geography
about?
by a audiobook company travels from from convention to convention around that was not convention around the country. Convention around the country. Okay. Now we need something interesting to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Something happened on the way to the
forum at Dragon Con. That's
what is a forum in the context of a convention? Like just a panel?
An old woman.
An old whammon.
An old whammon. Woman curses a lot. That's their Dragon Con panel. Let me capitalize that so it knows. Dragon Con panel. Okay. Let's see. We want a script.
Yep.
Script. And what do we want? 5,000 words?
Yeah, let's just say that.
Well,
It won't actually do that.
Oh, okay. Great title. Thanks, ChatGPT.
Curse. Wait, what's that say at the top?
The Curse of the Audiobook Nomads.
Yeah, there we go.
Stupid computer.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention something. I did forget a little bit of news. I've been working on Reborn Assassin, and Juno is my favorite character. Oh my god, the voice you do for Juno is absurdly good. It's absurdly good. But Reborn Assassin, it's clearly like a Harry Potter kind of meets something else, meets Assassin's Creed, meets like Mr. Robot or something.
It kind of, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
because of Juno. Because of Juno and the way he behaves.
Oh, Juno is amazing. He's amazing.
Ziggy is awesome too. I love.
Oh, is this later
Ziggy.
in the? So she read the book.
Yeah. You haven't met Ziggy yet. I'm
not there yet.
Ziggy.
Oh my God, Kim! But wait till you hear Jeff's Juno. It's freaking absurd. Hang on, I feel like I can pick something out here.
Guys, I'm really excited about Reborn Assassin. That's our newest project with Harmon Cooper.
Hang on, let me if you don't mind, let me just drop a chapter, and I want to see if I can just capture a moment of Juno real quick before we do this.
Okay.
He's in every chapter pretty much, right? I think in the beginning he introduces himself right away, right? Hang on, let me know if you can hear this.
Chapter 2.
Yep.
Wand Bearer. Alistair Blackstar remained at the back of the group while some of the candidates spoke to one another. Why wasn't his wand working? Alistair was long past the point of being afraid that he'd fire off a blast of mana like the boy named Juno did earlier. He just wanted the thing to work. Then he could figure out the summon part and what it had to do with resonant cards.
Yeah, there
he looked back to the group, where several of the students were partnering
Oh, that was
up.
Alistair?
Yeah.
Zola, the silver-haired girl without a house, was the first to leave. She didn't team up with anyone, and she didn't say anything as she disappeared into the forest, her wand glowing at her side. Laertes and some of his friends were the next to go, Laertes making sure to sneer at Alistair before departing. It seemed like most of the fledglings already knew what to expect, as if they had come prepared. This made sense, considering the vast majority of the candidates came from houses. Their parents and siblings would have gone through this same process or similar. The rest filed out, leaving Alistair alone with Juno, who kept flicking his hand out as if he were trying to conjure something.
What are you doing?
Alistair asked. Juno had frizzy, unkempt hair and big eyes. While he wore a brooch, just like the others, his clothing wasn't made of silk, nor was it pressed and ironed in a way to give additional lines to his form. He was clearly from a house, but he didn't act like the others. Juno shook his hand out again.
My sister told me that you can access the system early in this way.
The system?
The wand-bound part. She's a Skyward.
Wand-bound? Skyward?
3rd year. Her name is Melissa, and if we're lucky, we won't run into her. Pretty sure she's refereeing this trial. She said to keep the wand in one hand and flick the other. I kept the wand in the same hand and flicked it. She might have been screwing with me.
Juno nodded to the tree that he'd nearly burned down and laughed.
That shit was crazy, right?
His laughter had a way of relaxing Alistair.
It was. So, you know how to use the wand? It's not very hard.
Juno aimed the wand at the ground.
It's intuitive. You don't need to tense up or be afraid of it. It just works. Sorry, I had no idea what to expect from here. No one told you?
This genuinely seemed to confuse Juno.
I'm not from a house. But surely you're from a lesser house. Not that they're lesser. They need another name for those houses.
Alistair shook his head.
Then where are you from? An orphanage. Really?
Juno's eyes lit up.
That's right! The new provost started a program to bring orphans to the academy as part of this year's fledgling class. My parents were talking about it. I guess you wouldn't know anything about what we're about to do then.
Yeah,
no one told you what to expect.
I didn't think Stranger Things. I know what you mean now because there is a kid with a lisp in there. Right?
Yeah,
That's what you mean. Like that's how.
Yeah. Well, that, but also his energy.
Yeah, it's
Also
just
his energy.
I absolutely love the way you voice this character. Like, I mean, I know that like Harmon like wrote it that way, but the way that you kind of execute it is just. Yeah, it gets better, Kimberly. Like that was just like, yeah, I mean, you'll hear it soon. You'll hear it in like a month or something.
Yeah, you're gonna love Ziggy though. He's so fun.
I have not met Ziggy yet in the book. I'm up to like chapter like 13 or something. So.
Oh, you actually then you have. You just don't know he hasn't been named yet.
Oh wait, so I've heard him.
Yeah.
Is he's not one of the teachers? Oh, Ziggy is the slime? They didn't name him yet. That's why. He didn't. The slime is fun. The slime. Let me see your slime.
That will be on Audible, guys. Okay, here goes Curse of the Audiobook Nomads. The convention hall buzzes with excitement as fans of all things nerdy flood the space, their energy palpable. Banners and booths adorn the area, each vying for attention. Amidst the chaos stands a modest booth adorned with the logo of an audiobook company. Nomad Narrations. At the center of the booth, a panel is underway. A group of Nomad Narrations staff sits behind a table facing a crowd of eager convention-goers. Among them is Eliza, a seasoned narrator, and Alex, the head of the company. Welcome, everyone. We're thrilled to be here at DragonCon. The crowd erupts into applause and cheers. Today, we'll be discussing the art of audiobook narration and sharing some behind-the-scenes insights into our process. As the panel discussion progresses, a commotion stirs at the back of the room. An old woman, draped in shawls and surrounded by an air of mystery, shuffles forward, her gaze fixed on the Nomad Narrations booth. Beware ye who wander, for a curse follows in thy wake. The panelists exchange puzzled glances. unsure how to react to the unexpected interruption. Excuse me, ma'am, is everything all right?
A curse, I say! A curse upon this company and all who dare associate with it!
The crowd murmurs in unease, some chuckling nervously, while others exchange concerned glances. Ma'am, I think you may be mistaken. We're just here to share our love of storytelling.
Stories? Ha! The stories you tell are but shadows of the true tales that haunt the night.
The tension in the room thickens as the old woman's words hang in the air. Thank you for your input, ma'am, but we really should get back to our discussion.
Mark my words, nomad narrations! The curse shall follow you wherever you roam.
With that ominous declaration, the old woman retreats into the crowd, leaving behind a sense of foreboding. The panel continues, but the encounter with the old woman weighs heavily on the minds of the Nomads Narrations team. Interior, Nomad Narrations tour bus, night.
Oh, we need a
That's
tour
it.
bus.
We're getting a tour bus.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT made it happen.
We had the same thought. That's funny.
Well, that was certainly eventful.
Do you think she was just some crazy old lady, or was there something more to her warning?
The bus falls into a thoughtful silence as each member of the team ponders the encounter. Sarah, a young intern, speaks up timidly.
What if there really is a curse?
The suggestion hangs in the air, casting a shadow over the group. Come on, guys. This is just superstition. We can't let some old woman's ramblings get to us. But despite Alex's attempt to reassure the team, doubt lingers in the air as they settle in for the journey to their next convention. Exterior, convention hall, day. Days turn into weeks, and the Nomad Narrations team finds themselves hopping from one convention to another, their schedule relentless. At each stop, they deliver their panels and meet with fans, but the encounter with the old woman continues to haunt them. As they prepare for another panel, tension mounts within the group, and whispers of the curse spread among the staff.
We can't keep ignoring this. What if there's some truth to what she said?
All right, let's entertain the idea for a moment. What could this curse possibly be? The team exchanges nervous glances, each grappling with their own fears and uncertainties.
Maybe it's not a literal curse, but more like a string of bad luck.
And how do we break this so-called curse? The group falls into a thoughtful silence, their minds racing with possibilities.
What if we confront the old woman? Maybe she can give us some answers.
It's worth a shot. Let's track her down.
Okay. There we go. They
Exterior.
find her in a tree.
Dreary alleyway. Night.
Oh, look, a tip. Ooh, look at this. Look at this.
Following a tip from a convention attendee.
She was cursing us all through. Oh, there she's been placing people in curses in all the conventions.
The Nomad Narrations team finds themselves in a dimly lit alleyway, the air thick with anticipation. At the end of the alley stands a ramshackled cottage, its windows dark and foreboding. With trepidation, the team approaches the door and knocks. After what feels like an eternity, the door creaks open, revealing the old woman from the convention, her eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light.
I've been expecting you.
The Nomads Narrations team exchange nervous glances, unsure of what to expect.
We need to know about the curse. Is it real? The curse? Yes, it is real, but not in the way you think.
The team. Scraw says, I love this old woman. The team leans in, captivated by her words.
The curse is not some malevolent force seeking to destroy you. It is a burden, a weight you carry with you wherever you go.
But why us? What did we do to deserve this?
You have not done anything wrong. But your constant wandering, your relentless pursuit of success has left you disconnected from what truly matters.
We're about to learn a lesson.
The team falls silent. About to learn a lesson. Each reflecting on the old woman's words.
The curse can only be broken when you find peace within yourselves. When you learn to cherish the journey as much as the destination.
With sorry.
We're gonna need like a really top shelf inverter for it because we're gonna have like put a sound booth in the tour bus,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that we
yeah,
could
yeah.
work while we're
Yeah, for
while
sure.
we're working, while we're
Yep,
while
yep.
we're riding around the country.
With that, the old woman bids them farewell, leaving the Nomad Narrations team to ponder her cryptic message. Interior, Nomad Narrations tour bus, night. As the tour bus rumbles down the highway, I'm sorry. I have this image of the old lady now in my head.
It's like it's from Drag Me to Hell, right?
Yeah. As the tour bus rumbles down the highway, a sense of calm settles over the Nomads Narrations team. Though the old woman's words still linger in their minds, they feel a newfound sense of clarity. You know, maybe she was right. Maybe we've been so focused on the next convention, the next milestone, that we've forgotten to appreciate the journey.
Maybe the curse isn't something we need to break, but rather something we need to embrace.
The team nods in agreement, their spirits lifted by the possibility of redemption.
The bus has to crash now.
As they journey into the night, the curse of the audiobook nomads begins to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose and gratitude for the road ahead.
Aww,
Fade
that was
out.
so sweet.
Oh, so stupid. Yes,
Yeah,
I
that was
agree.
my fault. This is my stupid idea. That's what I get.
Sound
A
bus
wholesome adventure.
theater. But you know what? I think that actually does wrap up this stream pretty well because that's what we're kind of doing right now. You know, we're not like we didn't have an agenda today.
Right.
You know, we're just like, you know what? We need to do the stream. And what really matters is that we're hanging out with the people that have been hanging out with us for so long and who's, been picking up our work and following us. And, you know, it has been a crazy journey. Like, I started this whole thing as a guy who thought, hey, let's give this audiobook narration thing a try. And now look where we are, you know. But I don't think we would have gotten here if we didn't have a fucking blast on the way. Right? Like,
Right.
I'm not a big, you know, business tycoon type character, you know. I drop the ball just as much as anybody else, I think. And you know, if we weren't having a whole lot of fun doing this stuff, I don't know if it'd be worth it. You know,
No,
it would be a mess and everyone would be frustrated all the time because, you know, things are just kind of, they just come together. It's
well,
all been.
your philosophy has always been, it's kind of Buddhist as well. In essence, it's like kind of like don't try to force, work with the river. Work, don't work against it. You've always had it. That's
Sort of.
kind of been your philosophy. Yeah. Rather like you understand that art needs its like time to happen, and that people like need to be able to.
Yeah.
And you, when we work with different people, you play to their strengths pretty well. So,
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah. Well, thank you, ChatGPT, for teaching us that.
we learned the lesson. But more importantly, the bus, the tour bus.
That's the main thing that came out of this. We're getting a
For
sound
me
bus.
anyway.
We're getting a sound bus theater.
They have like the trucks, the news trucks. They have like you can put like a whole sound system in them, and
Oh yeah.
like really just work out of it. We could get sound on location on the way.
William Letson, my brother, says, "Hey guys, you have always done what was fun to you and has always worked, man. Be water, bro. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Be water. Fucking,
yeah, that's
Bruce Lee has always been a big inspiration on me. So
the magic sound bus.
the
I like
magic
that.
sound bus. Outlander, that is brilliant. Thank you, sir. We're probably going to use that. The magic sound bus.
Yeah, I guess that's what we should have told ChatGPT. The magic sound bus. Now, yeah, we got to turn it into a magical adventure next time.
And you know what? We need like big ass speakers on the outside of this bus, and we need to have a place to hang out on top so that we can narrate as we travel.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Narrate live. Do outdoor shows, pop-ups.
Yeah, narration. It sounds so crazy, but in this world, it's like
It's actually not a terrible idea. It's actually like we could be doing these live things. ELLC in the park, Bill Underbrink.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine in like a band show, but it's like a production and it's Shakespearean, and everybody's dressed up in like Shakespearean versions of the characters, and they're like totally doing the lines. Like seriously. That would be like awful and hilarious.
Yes, it would.
Definitely worth recording if we did that.
Yeah,
Pop-up audiobook narration. Like a party bus, but with books.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh. It's like the opposite of a party.
Yeah.
Like, keep the music down. I'm reading.
Oh man, wouldn't that be hilarious if I'm like on top of the bus just reading, and like got all these speakers and a microphone and shit, and then like people start kind of making noise, and I just get up on the microphone. Hey, I'm trying to read up here. Shut the fuck up. God. All right. Anything else, Ahmed?
No.
All right.
Nothing from me anyway.
Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us tonight. Don't forget, next week, same time and place, we are doing our first solo cinema adventure. We will be reviewing 2+1 movies. The two movies that are on the must-watch
We should mention them again. So
Yes.
the movies are The Adventures of Baron Munchausen,
Yep.
the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the
2023.
Honor Among Thieves,
Yes, Honor Among Thieves. Yep.
and Zardoz,
Zardoz is the extra.
which
credit.
I have renewed vigor to actually consume that movie now after you guys vouched for it.
Yep.
And I'm actually gonna watch this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing about it. I was a little disappointed in how not bad it was.
Aw,
Yeah.
so it's good. You also learned a lesson. I take it.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did. Thanks everybody one more time for coming to hang out with us. I hope you had as good a time as we did. And yeah, do your homework so that you can review these movies with us next week on the cinema. Everyone have a good